Hello, movie lovers. Today I want to just briefly go over the Criterion flash sale purchases that I made here in March 2022. I'll try to go through them quick. I'm in a chatty mood, so I'm going to try to temper my chattiness and go through them. I don't have that many. I actually only bought 4 releases, but one of them was a box set that includes 6 films. And I do want to show you what that box set looks like. But first off, the first 3 are films, recently released films that I saved up. Usually I buy them on day of release, but I saved up 3 of them in anticipation of the sale to save a few bucks. The first one is Love Affair, and this is from 1939, and that's Charles Boyer and Irene Dunne on the cover of a new 4K restoration. I understand it looks absolutely beautiful. It's directed by Leo McCarey and is part of the extras on this release, which is called a special edition in the blue sticker on the cover. It didn't seem all that special edition as far as the number of supplements went, but it does include 2 Leo McCarey short films from his silent film days, and includes a new interview with Farron Smith-Namey, and she's always good talking about the film. There's a remake of Love Affair, a famous remake, An Affair to Remember from 1959 with Cary Grant and Deborah Kerr. I've always preferred the original. And I didn't look up, I'm assuming Wee would be the pronunciation of the director here, Anne Wee, and both people. Again, a 4K restoration. This is Hong Kong cinema, and I'm woefully incomplete on Hong Kong cinema. I've watched a bunch of, Once Upon a Time in China, Throwdown. I watched a bunch of, I don't know, in those days I think they used to call it chop sake. I don't know if that's appropriate, but this is not. I guess this is more Wong Kar-wai kind of. Not his kind of stylization, but more or less, tending more or less to go to the art film side of things, and it includes a new interview with the director and a couple documentaries, so quite a bit on this edition, this release, and then 1975's Adoption, and this is the most recent Criterion release, and again, names Marta Mészáros, Hungarian director. This is from 1975. I've never heard of her. I think this film may have been on one of the World Cinema and DVD box sets. New 4K restoration, a brand new interview with the director who is still with us, a 1979 documentary, and a few other things. So another release with some very good supplements. And then I bought one box set with 6 movies in it, and it's an older box set. I never got it. I always wanted to get it, but I somehow resisted. And this is America Lost and Found, the BBS story of 6 films that BBS was a production company. Bob Rafelson was part of that, and the BBS comes from the initials of the first names of the 3 producers who started the company to try to make films that would take advantage of a younger audience and wanted more cutting edge. The studio system had collapsed. Let's start making films that are more inventive and that might have something to say about the social situation of the late 60s and early 70s. So just briefly, this is Head. This is the first one. I'm not sure what social significance Head might have, but it's directed by Bob Rafelson, and it's hey, it's the Monkees, but it's got a lot of other people in it, including Victor Mature, Annette Funicello, Frank Zappa is in it, Sonny Liston is in it. I haven't seen this since 1968. I have no idea. I think this precedes the Monkees television show, and I'm not sure that the Monkees actually sang the songs eventually they did sing their own songs. I think in the very beginning of this conception of this kind of manufactured pop quartet that was sort of playing around with the Beatles, they were amazed that they came up, they wrote such great songs for him, all the songs were becoming hits. And I think the Monkees did eventually sing their own songs. And then we have Easy Rider from 1969. This was a big hit movie, surprise hit movie. It really played around with the culture divide, the generation gap. Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda looking, you know, very dangerous to the conformity of the 1950s, which lots of people in America still wanted to cling to. And here is all this this kind of threatening look. But this has. It includes two commentaries, both with Dennis Hopper in a separation of quite a few years. But I think when I saw it, I didn't like this film in 1969. I didn't have any connection with who these two motorcycles with. But then Jack Nicholson has this small role in the film, and he was a smash. I mean, he really got noticed. He had been in some Monte Hellman movies, westerns. Didn't get much notice there, but he certainly gets noticed for the very flashy part that he plays in Easy Rider. And then the next film in the set, Five Easy Pieces, and also directed by Bob Rafelson. And here is Nicholson, Jack Nicholson as a star, even though he's a bit of a louse. He's appealing in the way that Jack Nicholson's screen persona, no matter what kind of characters he would come to play, he would always be this Jack Nicholson. This is the first film I think you really identify with who he is. And again, lots of extras here, including an interview with Rafelson from 2009 I'm really anxious to see. And then Nicholson expanded to being a director in Drive, he said. And this is one I've never seen. This is a basketball movie. Bruce Dern is in it, Karen Black, Robert Towne, the screenwriter of Chinatown, close friend of Nicholson. He's in the cast, so I'm looking forward to this one. And included on here is Henry Joglin's A Safe Place. I've never seen that one either, and which amazes me because I've always been and still am a big Tuesday Wall fan, and she's the star of A Safe Place. And then we have The Last Picture Show, certainly the most commercially and critically successful, I think, of all the BBS movies. Peter Bogdanovich's second film, Targets was his first. It got great notices. There's great performances here. I think Bogdanovich is, because of all his association with great Hollywood directors, he's also always seen as sort of like, you know, this auteur director, which I suppose he was, but really he had been he had studied acting, I believe, with Stella Adler, and one thing you can, I think, beyond above the technical aspects of his auteurship sort of thing, is the great performances that Peter Bogdanovich got from actors. He was really an actor's director. And then the final one here, and I'm not sure whether the failure of this brought the BBS to its close, but again, Jack Nicholson, Bob Rafelson directing, Bruce Dern. It's a really odd film, and this is Nicholson where he isn't appealing to an audience. This is really the one film he really subdues the Nicholson persona that audiences love, and so it failed. But it's Ellen Burstyn's in it. And it's set in Atlantic City, which I'm very familiar with, having lived in New Jersey almost all my life. I'm really anxious to get back to this. Now, this is playing on for free, streaming on Amazon Prime. I don't know what kind of print they have, but this is a newly restored, of course, this is an older set, that was supervised by Laszlo Kovacs, who was the photographer on this movie. But all the extras, you know, again, we have Bob Rafelson doing a selected scene commentary, and we have a 2009 video piece with Rafelson and Ellen Burstyn, and then another 2002 interview with Raffleson, Kovacs, and Bruce Dern. So I wanted to get this to get all the extras for sure. And then it also comes with a very thick book that looks absolutely beautiful. It's got essays and pictures galore. So that's my purchases in the March 2022 flash sale. Anything that you bought that you'd like to tell me about, the comments are always welcome. You guys take care.